My name is Oliver Weilein. I've been an Iowa City resident for my entire adult life. And now I'm a city councilor.
Weilein, here.
A pretty not traditional one. So I grew up in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and got into punk music like really early on in my life, and so that was a huge catalyst for not only the music aspect, but like the political aspect of my life.
It's this CJCC meeting today. That's I don't know, fucking something joint, law enforcement, whatever.
Like in junior high and high school, I was like organizing protests against the American schools.
You know, there's a bunch of cops there. I was like...
So that always coincided with the music. You know, I've been in lots of different bands. I've toured nationally and internationally and done a lot of just kind of like on the ground activism, protesting, if you will, around the world. In like 2019, I was in Paris, France for May Day, and that was a very inspiring thing to see, you know, just tens of thousands of workers like hitting the streets. And I'll tell you, tear gas tastes the same in France as it does in the United States. I will say that. You know, I did stuff in DC where I got arrested with like 240 other people, and they charged us all with various felonies. So a year and a half to 2 years of my life was spent fighting that, trying not to go to prison. I did not go to prison, but it came at a cost. And so, you know, that took its toll on me, but didn't get me out of the fight. It just made me more pissed and got me back with newly found vigor, I would say. It took me a long time to come to the decision to run, you know, as someone who, like, I could be correctly identified as an anarchist, and so I don't like hierarchy, and I don't like authority, specifically me being the one to wield it. Part of the equation was the fact that Trump was just elected, and people were already just completely disillusioned with the Democratic Party. You know, I felt like it was the stars aligning at the right time. It was a special election. It's shorter, so people didn't have to stop the important community work that they were doing to support this electoral campaign. You know, like I said throughout the whole campaign, and what I say every time I speak publicly is, you know, the city council role could be a small part of an overall picture, with the goal of not just making life better for working class people and everybody in Iowa City, but that's something that emboldens them and makes it easier for them to organize in a more grassroots and transformational way. So if someone's less worried about making ends meet for rent, if they're less worried about their housing security, that is the type of thing that will make it so people aren't as hard pressed and they can actually go out there and feel like they can make a difference. We currently live in a society and an economic system, capitalism, that rewards the worst characteristics of human behavior: greed, selfishness, violence. And what if we lived in a society that rewarded the other thing, you know, like compassion, empathy, selflessness, community? What if those were the things that created social status, not how much money or whatever material things you have?